you and your divine counterpart. We're going to have a look at where you are both, spiritually, mentally, and energetically. So, Spirit, this is for the viewer. May we have a look and see where is the viewer mentally, emotionally, energetically? What do we need to know about the viewer? So let's have a look. We have got the Empress. That is stunning. Now that is confirming for my divine feminines. Let's have a look at where your divine counterpart is mentally, emotionally, and energetically. So currently I'm actually in Costa Rica right now with other twin flames. I'm hosting a retreat and I am going to be returning in October. So if you're one of those who knows that this awakening has shifted something huge within you and you want to ground it and find clarity, then the link to that retreat is in my bio. For them, we have got the 8 of Pentacles. Now, one of the reasons that I like to read your energy first is that you can discern whether this reading is for you. This Empress energy is saying that you are in a good place. Emotionally, mentally, you are open to receiving. You are not chasing anything at this moment in time. So this is not necessarily talking about gender, but it is talking about the energy that you are currently carrying. And we can see that this is very nurturing, it's very grounding, and yet it's very expansive. Now, the plants within this imagery, I'm not sure if I've got it correctly, but these to me look like they might symbolize rose hips, especially with this large round fruit-like that is forming. And rose hips, they only appear after the rose flower has dropped. So this can represent the shift from seeking external validation, such as surface beauty or outward approval, to really cultivating this inner substance and nourishment. So you've really moved past the need to bloom for others, and now you're really sustaining yourself from within. Another interesting fact about rose hips is that they are very rich in vitamin C, and that's used to boost immunity. So symbolically, this really suggests that your energy as the divine feminine, it is certainly not fragile, but it is fortifying, and that you can hold yourself and others through these cycles of growth. So it's really pointing to resilience and self-protection through nurturing practices. So from what I'm seeing, there was originally this outward display, the rose, and this has transformed into something lasting and useful. So you're at this stage where the lessons of the past are really being integrated into wisdom and fruitfulness. We then have these ferns in the background, and these speak about ancient wisdom. So ferns, they are amongst some of the oldest plants on earth. And so this can be talking about ancestral memory and deep unconscious layers. So their appearance here really shows that you're tapping into this timeless knowledge and intuition, the collective consciousness, as it were. So all of this symbology really shows me that you are embodying the kind of unconditional love that really feeds and heals and endures, not just for yourself, but also for those that you are in connection with. Now, as for your counterpart showing up as the 8 of Pentacles, it feels like they're in a phase of learning, of practicing, and that of self-mastery. So traditionally, this card actually represents hard work. I'm also noticing that in this card there are all of these little strawberries. So in this illustration we can see that some of the strawberries are ripe and some are not. And this to me really suggests that they're in progress, not yet fully embodied, but getting there. Unlike the Empress, who feels like they're in full embodiment form, there's still something in motion with this one. I'm also noticing that we have got some little scattered flowers. And this is, again, it gives the indication that this growth is happening in layers. Some parts are blooming and some parts are still forming. Now, if we think about the fruit of a strawberry, it's very much to do with the heart. We have this heart chakra opening. It often represents love. So to me, there does feel like there is a mirroring energy going on. So you are embodying the fullness of the divine feminine with this rose hips maturity, while they seem to be cultivating their embodiment step by step, as in these strawberries are ripening. Let's take another card for each. For you, we have got the Five of Swords. Interesting that we've got a rose here when we were talking about rose hips. And for them, we have got the 5, 6, 7, 7 of Pentacles. So traditionally, the Five of Swords is talking about conflict, or leaving behind all people or places or mindsets that no longer resonate with your highest good. And this hourglass here, this emphasizes the theme of time. To me, it feels like there's been healing and self-cultivation that has not been an overnight process. And this card, it seems to validate that every season, even those of waiting or endings, has really contributed to your transformation. So we can see that there's this sand that is settled at the bottom. And this, to me, suggests that the worst of the storm or the struggle is behind you. And what really remains is the clarity and the wisdom. The fact that we have this rose here, it blends beautifully with what we had read in the Empress card. So to me, it shows that you've taken the time to truly cultivate yourself. You've learned to let go of what no longer serves you. And this rose symbolizes the strength and the beauty that has emerged through your patience and persistence. It shows that you've already passed through difficult cycles, and now you carry the wisdom and the discernment of someone who knows their worth and will not settle for anything less. Now for them, they're showing up as this Seven of Pentacles, and this usually signals patience and growth and long-term investment. It really is the energy of tendering the garden, so things taking time to mature. And when I see this, it reveals that while you are in this Empress energy and you embody the fullness of creation and receptivity, they are in this quieter, maybe slower phase of cultivating themselves. And to me, it feels like they've been integral to your own growth. But now they are working to bring their own lessons into form. So spiritually, they're at some sort of checkpoint. They're maybe being asked to pause and to evaluate and to really trust that what they're building has value, even if it's still in this root form down here and not fully visible yet. So the roots that we're seeing, they're symbolizing the grounding that they've been doing, that they're learning how to stabilize themselves rather than rushing forward. It is beautiful because we can see these blooms emerging. So there's flowers opening at the top, and they show that some of the work is already paying off, but not everything is ready at the same time. Some of the buds are still tightly closed while others are unfolding. And that really mirrors their process as to what we saw with some of these strawberries being ripened. So parts of them are ready and other aspects are really still being formed. So when I put these two cards together, it seems to suggest that not only are they working, but they're also waiting. They're learning discipline and patience and how to trust that their effort is going to yield fruit in the right timing. So right now, it feels like you are standing fully in your divine feminine embodiment, while they are carefully cultivating their own growth, and both journeys are deeply entwined. And both of them are unfolding in divine timing, with roots and blossoms forming on either side of this sacred connection. Tomorrow, we're going to do a part 2, and we're going to look at what are the next steps that each of you are being guided to take. And just as these cards are showing us, this path is very much about grounding the seeds of intention into the physical. And that's exactly why I'm in Costa Rica right now. This land is a portal, and it accelerates healing, union and